Welcome to Beer Money Pulling Team. Sit down, shut up, and hang on. Hello, everybody, from snowy Richland Center, Wisconsin, with my great friends from Florida, John AC, Brandon AC, and Rob Waller, Rob One, as we like to call him here on the Florida Polar Show. Welcome, everybody. It's been a month since Zellwood already. I can't believe it. Actually, a month and 6 days. And I feel so much better. Guys, I was so sick when I was down there. I had a sinus infection for like 30 days, and it felt so good to see you guys this past weekend in Putnam. And Mark Kelsey's very grateful to Brandon and Jacob and you guys for sharing all of the Putnam stuff on his on the FL Pullers Facebook page as well. So thank you for all your support on that. But you guys have like a poll, I feel like, every month, guys.
We do.
So take a deep breath, get cleaned up after Zellwood, after the Super Bowl, and let's give before we start talking about next Saturday, March 18th. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Please type them into the comments about next weekend. It's going to be a regular club poll, and we're going to explain to you what that means between the Zellwood Super Pull and a Zellwood regular pull. That's why we have the guys on here tonight. But just wanted to kind of touch base with everybody on that. Let's wrap up the Super Pull. What a weekend. The weather was kind of Friday night, but man, Saturday was beautiful, guys. And you had a huge crowd.
Yeah, Saturday was gorgeous. Friday night we had that rain come through earlier. I think that's what kind of kept the fans away a little bit.
Yeah.
We still had a good show. We were done on time both nights early. So that was good. You know, we've had years before where we've gone way over.
Yeah, no, it was a good paced out show, good time show. A couple of comments I'm reading. Like, do you guys feel like your fans are 50-50, like half on the pit side, I'm going to call it, and half on the spectator side? Do you think it's 50-50 like on a Saturday night?
Yeah, it looks that way. Like I say, years ago we had grandstands and they got messed up, but From my point of view, from being on the track and looking both ways, yeah, it seems like it's more 50-50. A lot of people love to go to the pit side because that's where all concessions are and everything. We've even tried to bring the food and stuff to the other side, but they still go to the pit side. So
okay, yeah, that's why I was wondering, Rob. I've read a couple comments from people on Facebook, and it's hard to keep everybody happy and stuff. They're like, that'd be nice if we had some concessions on this side. We'd have to walk to this side. But then if you don't get a big crowd, then nobody really is busy, and you don't want to. I know your FFA club's out there trying to make money, and it's hard. It's really, really hard, guys, to do it all. So,
but on the pit side, we do have that hill, which is also great because people know about it. They bring their chairs, they sit up there at the top. The kids play in the front. So the kids can run back and forth, and the parents can still watch the pool and watch their kids at the same time. So it works out.
Yeah. No, I've heard nothing but good things about the pool this year and everything. So that's great. We can keep building on that momentum, keep growing the Zellwood Super Pool. I know when you get your dates announced, I talked to John a little bit on the phone yesterday. We'll get those announced. We'll start pushing them out there, and we'll add next year's dates to our promo video, and we'll just start getting it out there now and get it. There's a lot of attention on Florida polling now, guys. I think now there's been 3 or 4 years of this kind of since COVID, and COVID messed everything up. But people are getting back to as normal as we'll ever be, and to put that out there. But I really feel like the Midwestern and the East Coast guys really want somewhere to go in the winter, and maybe leave the trucks and trailers like we talked about, and then fly back home, come back down and go pulling, or just take a couple weeks off like some of the farmers can do, some of the grain farmers and things like that. I feel like it's Florida is truly going to become a destination that January, February, possibly March timeframe. But we'll just have to see. But I think a lot of people are starting to do that. So Austin Thurby's checking in. He's a good dude. He's been watching the shows a lot since I met him, so I like that.
Yeah, we didn't hear any complaints really. Yeah. No complaints from our spectators, which is awesome. Yep. That's really great. And most of our spectators stayed through the whole pool. Even the ones that got there early with the antiques and stuff, and then we started pulling the modifieds at night. They really loved it, and I thought that was awesome.
I think you split it up nice, Rob, because it gives everybody a chance to pull. You let some guys pull in the afternoon. They also got to pull at night, you know. And I think people, if you want to, if you want to really watch the antiques or just the garden tractors, you come out during the day. You know what I mean? But and then to mix a little bit in there at night like that, I think it's really good. And with having 2 tracks, that really allows you to do a lot of different stuff and entertain the fans. 2 tracks is expensive though too, and you kind of double your exposure, you double your cost, and that's what makes it hard sometimes too. But you guys really have the room there, and and the crowd, like I said, the Saturday night crowd I saw, I don't know how that compares to the past. Hard to compare anything to a COVID year. Those are some of the best crowds anybody's ever had is that COVID year, because there just wasn't a lot of pulling. Some of these guys in the Midwest, they keep comparing their crowds to the COVID year, because they're, like here we had hardly like a handful of pulls that summer. And the ones that happened, guys, they were just, mobs of people, that came out and checked it out. So, but that's the year I was down there, and then again down here this past year. So we had a lot of fun. It was a good time. Did an Airbnb. I really recommend that to anybody. Unless you guys get a hotel sponsor, then I won't talk about Airbnbs. But I was able to get a house, and there was 8 of us, and it worked out really, really good. We were like 15 minutes away. I think in Apopka, if that sounds right, John. Yeah, I think so. So
of course, it's hard to get a motel sponsor when we got Mount Dora. Mount Dora is a historical place, and there's not really a whole lot of hotels around here, so they kind of cater to them too. So
yeah,
our motel, what little bit we have, fills up pretty quick. So.
Yep, no, I get it. Mitch Pierce is watching. He bought a mini rod, sold the diesel truck.
Sold his truck. Went to Iowa.
Yep. So Chuck says, what kind of sickness will be floating around? Laugh out loud. Yeah, I gave Chuck my sinus infection. He wasn't real happy. I found out you weren't supposed to drink a bottle of Dayquil in a day. I drank a bottle of Dayquil in the announcer stand Saturday night, trying to stay ahead of this a little bit. My doctor was not real proud of me. He said that's bad on my liver.
Much.
Yep. Yeah, next year get all the Florida pulls in consecutive weekends so we can make one trip. And they're working on that, Mike. There's a lot of jockeying around and trying to figure it out. And some dates are John and I talked for quite a while, actually. Some dates are already set for next year, and you're going to have some are going to fall on top of each other just by natural things, and that sucks, but it is what it is. But you got to promote your own event, do what's best for your venue, and push it as hard as you can. So it was a good deal. So
Mitch brings that mini rod down.
Yeah, he said he's picking it up Saturday.
Awesome.
Picking it up Saturday. Austin Thurby's supposed to be at work, but he's watching the show right now, so I won't put that on the screen. I'll just talk about it. So, but everybody's telling him to get back to work, so that's good. So let's get into next Saturday. So what is a normal club pull, I guess? I mean, if that's for the fans, they're not going to see the big 3-engine modifieds next Saturday, but what are they going to see at Zellwood?
Pretty much about what you saw run during the day.
Okay.
Friday and Saturday at Super Pool is what'll be at our regular club pool.
So garden tractors,
NA minis, antiques from 3,500 up to usually about 65 is usually our highest class on them. And 2-wheel drive trucks, 4-wheel drive trucks.
They run at night. We'll run 2-wheel drive modifieds and 4-wheel drive modifieds.
those will be towards the end of the evening a little bit more, Rob.
Well, we'll run depending on the track, the weather. We'll kind of set them up that way.
Got it.
So.
Got it. Have you peeked ahead at next weekend at all, like on a 7-day forecast or an 8-day forecast or anything like that?
No, I haven't even looked at the weather actually.
Yeah,
it's been so damn dry lately. I don't think we're going to have to worry too much about rain, but
sure. I can send some snow your way, guys, if you want.
40% chance on Saturday next week.
Yes, that's a ways out. Like you said in Florida, there's almost a chance. So when you guys get in your rainy season a little bit, it turns into that at all. I went to Gulf Breeze, Florida. That's where my mortgage office is. After I was in Putnam County, it was raining pollen there. I've never seen pollen. Like, it looked like it was snowing. I was like, wow, here we go again. I don't think I have allergies, so that's good. So
down here, if you have a white vehicle in pollen season, it's green.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't keep. I mean,
I'm just looking through the comments here, guys. So starting at 4:00, the polling is going to start. Registrations from 1 to 3. Do you run the club garden tractor during this poll as well, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're a parent or a brother or a sister and you have a kid or a small, what age do you kind of recommend for that club tractor, guys?
We really don't have an age limit on it. If it's a 12-year-old boy coming out for the first time and he thinks he might like garden tractor pulling, we're going to let him get on the tractor and pull it.
Okay.
If it's a 2-year-old, we're going to get him on there and we're going to help him out and get him on there and pull it.
Yep. I agree. Chuck Hobbs says that club tractor is a great idea. It is. It was neat. I think
all we ask is if you're bringing a youth to pull it, the youth tractor club or tractor, bring a helmet.
Okay.
We do have some helmets, but I'd rather just have somebody bring their own helmet, and it's a lot easier that way.
Yep. I get it. Keith Haig says he won't be able to make this one, but Keith, please share some posts around and stuff like that. Brandon, we got to do a lot of posting here in the next week, okay, on Facebook?
Yeah.
Do you still remember how to do that, or do I got to motivate you?
Well, I'll figure it out as I go.
I figured.
I got to come out of retirement.
Yeah. Again, talking with Rob and John, Vice President of the FL Pullers, about their club pull next Saturday, March 18th. I just had the Zellwood Super Pull about 6 weeks ago from the time of, from next week's pull. Registrations from 1 to 3. So garden tractors, naturally aspirated mini rods, 2-wheel drives, 4-wheel drive trucks, and all the antique up to the 6,500 pound. So the clown will be back. The clown will be back before you know it, Mitch says. The clown will be back before you know it. So. Chuck broke his mini in Liberty, Kentucky last weekend, so he said he's got to fix that. Is Snake got his fixed yet, or is he still?
Snake's broke and Dale Runkey both are broke. Dale broke his Friday night up there at Putnam.
Yeah, I saw Dale didn't make it back Saturday night, and I knew something had happened. I saw him get off of it pretty quick Saturday night. So
yeah, he broke the ring and pinion, he said.
Yep. Rob, are parts getting? Does it feel like parts are getting easier to get compared to the last couple of years, or is it still pretty tough to get some higher performance stuff?
They're getting a lot better.
Okay.
They're getting a lot better. The problem is these guys with the minis are they're breaking, so they're wanting to upgrade, so they don't break. So that's what's taking them so long to get back going. Yep. You got once you upgrade, you got to change stuff around. Nothing just fits perfect.
No, I get it. Brandon, what's your favorite thing about the club pulls?
It's easy. You can just show up and you don't really have to do a whole lot of prep work. You just show up and have a good time with everybody, and you don't have like a bunch of stress put on you to please all these people. You just go out there and have some fun. It's nothing too stressful.
Do you guys charge admission to get into the club pulls?
Yeah,
$5.
$5. Okay.
Yep, $5 gate fee.
That's very, very affordable.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very affordable. If anybody has any questions for John or Rob or Brandon, please type it in the comments about that. And then pretty much, is it a poll almost every 6 weeks then, John, after that? Or kind of how does it stretch? How do you guys schedule that out?
We have about one pull a month.
One pull a month? Okay.
Up until July and August. We don't pull in July and August because it's over 100 degrees here then.
Yep.
And then we'll pull again in September, October, November. And then we don't pull December because of Christmas and all the holidays and stuff. So we do average about 8 pulls a year.
Nice. That's a lot. And that's really really what started the FL Pullers, right? Was these nice club pulls, the antiques and the garden tractors and stuff?
Yep.
No, that's a good deal. And then, to have a super pull once a year, it's nice to kind of bring in some of the bigger stuff, take advantage of some of the guys coming down from the Midwest and the East Coast, and put on even a bigger show for your fans. So
yeah. And that used to just years ago, before we got to modifieds, then that used to just pretty much be all antiques.
Okay.
And then we started bringing modifieds in and stuff the last couple of years, and just trying to make it grow.
Yep. Totally understand. What will be some of your bigger classes during the club pulls? Which antique class is big? I'm sure you'll get a lot of naturally aspirated minis.
Usually 45 and 5,500 pound are a pretty decent sized class. There might be
7.
5, 6, 7 tractors in each class.
Okay. That AC Keller that came down to Putton, is he from Canada or does he live in Florida?
He lives down the road here in Florida, but he
Okay.
has a place. Where's AC's other place? Up Indiana, Illinois.
I don't know.
Can't remember. He's up north somewhere up there.
He has that cock shut though, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I saw him pull down at Putnam. So, how far is Satsuma from the track in Zellwood? How far of a drive is that?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Okay, I wasn't sure.
All through the woods.
All through the woods. Yeah, we were in the middle of nowhere. I will admit that. So
Yes.
we flew into Orlando and drove up there. It was I swear we went through like a national park forest. So
Yeah, you did.
yep.
Yeah, it's not a bad little ride up there. Even with leaving at, what did we leave, about 11:30 that night?
Oh,
Yeah.
Saturday night to come home. We were still home by 12:30.
Oh, okay. And that's what tractors too, right?
Yeah, that was with one truck with tractors on it.
But that's what
Yeah.
Jake got.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, Jake's got a little bit of a hot foot.
Chuck says, I heard a storm went through a year or so ago. Is there plans on putting bleachers back in? What year did the bleachers get taken out?
16.
Kevin was president.
So yes, well, I've been 3. This is my 3rd year.
I think it's 16.
16 or 17, something like that.
Was it a hurricane or what got it?
No, this microburst came across the field backwards. In other words, when you're in an announcer's booth, you're looking forward. It came toward the announcer's booth and it came up that hill and just lifted them. And when it lifted them, it threw them out on the track.
So the bleachers were on the announcer's stand side?
No,
No, they were over on
side.
spectator side.
And it threw, wow. Okay.
But it was so funny. The little bleachers that were on the announcer's side never even moved them.
Never even blew that awning off the roof of the announcer's booth or nothing.
It was just a little microburst that came up and it just come across that field and whipped up the hill, and
That was the end of it.
yeah, that was it. Them bleachers
Wow.
have been up there through 2 hurricanes.
Yeah.
Never bothered them.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, and yes, there are plans to get some bleachers, but well, as cheap as we can find some bleachers.
Yeah, if anybody knows of any bleachers, like, every now and then you get lucky and a racetrack or something's going out of business. And if they say you'll come get them, you can have them.
Right.
So that's kind of, we've ran into that a couple of times up here in Richland Center, and that's kind of what you need. So if anybody's watching,
A high school or something is redoing their bleachers, they're getting rid of them and bringing some in. Let us know.
Yep.
We
get on
got
you guys
people
and go.
trailers.
We will show up.
Tried to talk Mark into selling me 2 sets of his bleachers, and he wouldn't do it.
Man, he bought a neat facility, but like he said, that's going to be a lot of work putting that thing back in shape the way he wants to. So,
Yep.
yep,
Yes, he does have a nice place there.
it is.
There's a lot of potential in that place.
He's very wore out, he said. So.
I can imagine he is.
Chuck said it was cool to see all the trucks backed up to the track, though. No, it was that they get in there super early. It's like throwing the blankets down on the bleachers. They get those trucks backed up for the Super Bowl, and they make sure they have their spots marked. So,
Yep.
yeah, that makes it really, really fun. Old Donnie Dean did it down there in Satsuma too. That thing, he's got the old turbines running good. So he did well up there in Zellwood, and then did well at Satsuma as well. So
Yep.
good to see all
Yeah,
of that.
he's wanting to get the pools closer together.
Yeah.
Driving back and forth and stuff. So
Yeah, his old school bus, it's quite the hauler. It is quite the hauler.
Yes, it is. It definitely is.
But he makes that turbine run, so he can show up in whatever he wants to show up in. So it's all good. But you always know if Donnie Dean's there because you can tell right away. His sticks out a little bit more.
The first year he showed up, he came in the gate over by the registration building. He pulled in with that school bus, and he says, "I'm here for the pull." I looked at that school bus, and I'm like, "You don't have a tractor in this thing." He opened up that back door, and that turbine came out of there. I was like, "Oh my God, I better keep my mouth shut."
Yeah, you better. You better. Where's Jacob at tonight, Brandon?
On his way to Georgia,
To do what?
going up to see his girlfriend for the weekend.
Oh,
They have a formal dance or something this weekend, so they're on spring break. So he took off and went up.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah,
If anybody has any questions or comments about March 18th, Zellwood Florida, the club poll. Please type in the comments. I can ask Rob and John. Get going through all of that stuff. Have you guys had to do much to anything since the Zellwood Super? It should be pretty much in pretty good shape, right? As long as the weather hasn't wrecked anything.
Yeah, we're gonna go up this weekend. Just a couple little piddly things. Air up
Yep.
some tires on the rollers, and mow a little bit of grass. So there's not a. We haven't had, like I said, we haven't had a lot of rain, so there's not a lot growing right now.
Right.
Fire everything up, make sure everything runs good, so we have no surprises. And
Yep.
move
No
stuff
matter
forward.
what you do, though, Rob, you always have a couple surprises. I've learned that the hard way.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I know that.
Yep. And then so then you guys have your own club sleds then for the club pulls, right?
Yeah. So the one that you have in the background, that's our big sled,
Okay.
and then we have the blue and green sled. That's our mini rod sled, the one that we use at Super Bowl for the garden tractors.
Yep.
And then we have another sled that we just bought this year that's just for garden tractors. So we actually have 3 sleds now.
How many tracks will you run at a normal club pull? 1, 2, or 3?
Just two.
Just 2. Okay.
Yep.
No
We're
good
going to
deal.
change it up a little bit. We used to run the garden tractors all the way down the same where they were, mini rods and stuff. I think we're going to change it up a little bit this year and move them over and move the big sled to the other side, just to change it up a little bit. But we're going to definitely have 2 good tracks. We're going to do it the same like we did the Super Bowl. We're going to rip it up, put some water down, and get it just a good hooking track for everybody. So
Good deal.
we're going to invite the mega trucks and stuff too. So they're wanting to come hook to a sled and pull. We have no problem. Come on, we'll run you.
Yeah, your guys in the scrapers, they knew what they were doing. They were zooming around. So at the Super Bowl. Yeah. You almost had to have your head on a swivel a little bit there when I was flagging a little bit there on Saturday night.
Yeah.
I like to get looking at my phone and not pay attention in between hooks, and I would have got ran over a couple times. So at least they were nice enough to honk at me, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, they'll let you know you're in the way real quick.
Yeah, beep 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 beep. So who was the John Deere dealer that was able to that lent you that equipment, guys?
Fields Equipment.
Okay,
And actually, Jacob lined that one up.
he knows them.
Yeah, his farm, the ranch that he works at, they have a John Deere, and they take it. That's where they do the service at on it.
Okay, great.
And then I called the guy afterwards, after the Super Bowl was over, and they'd already picked everything up. Just thanking him and stuff, and telling him hopefully we can keep a relationship going. And he said, as long as I've got used tractors, you guys have tractors to use for your Super Bowl.
Nice. Big J Lee 2 was watching on YouTube and says, how does one get started in pulling? What's the best way to start? I came to the Super Pull and I loved it. I would come out the 18th, talk to some pullers, find out what class you want to pull in, maybe start asking around what one of them costs. And that's really where it kind of gets real. Is how much you're willing to spend on a hobby. But then, yeah, that's what I would do. I mean, everybody's super nice. Head on out to Zellwood next Saturday. And if you want an antique, talk to the antique guys. If you want a mini rod, talk to the mini rod guys. If you want a garden tractor guys, talk to the garden tractor guys and start picking brains a little bit. And who knows, somebody might sell you something. Bring cash. It talks.
Go to the hog waller reloaded truck, and I can point you in the right direction for whatever you need. I know most everybody out there.
Sounds good. Sounds good. It's an addictive hobby. That's what Mitch Pierce said. Yep. Don't quit your day job. Don't quit your day job if you buy a pulling truck or tractor.
That's right.
Keeps you honest. It keeps you honest. That is for sure. Do you guys run any concessions? Like, does FFA come out again? Okay.
Yep, FFA will be there cooking.
Good deal.
That's usually about the only concession we ever have for the regular polls, just FFA.
I forgot those 2 gals that were in the announcer stand with Chuck and I, but they were a hoot, and we gave them a lot of crap, and they kept it pretty good. So that was fun.
Haley and Emma and Haley.
Yep, that's it. That's it. And Brandon AC, they were cheering for you and Jacob. So I'm just saying, they get behind the glass. And then the FFA teacher, she wanted you to do good. I promise.
I tried to today.
Don't be shy, Brandon. If you're coming on the show, we're going to talk to you. Okay, I'm just saying.
Oh, I know.
I'm just glad I can tell you and Jacob apart now after I got that all figured out in Satsuma down there Saturday night.
I sure did try Saturday. I put it down a good lick, that's for sure.
Yep. Big J Lee says, I had my heart set on a mini rod. It looks like insane fun. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Owning a mini rod would be insane fun. So. I wonder what it costs to get into the naturally aspirated mini rod big tire class. I don't even know what it takes to put one of those together.
I don't even want to know.
Buy one already done, or buy
Yeah.
a chassis.
Thurby, if you're still watching, what's it cost to put one together?
He probably went back to work.
Yeah. A lot. That's what Mitch said, a lot. Yeah, I know it. A lot is. It's all good. And then somebody else says lots.
I think Mitch got a good deal on that one he's got.
I bet he did.
And that's a competitive mini rod he bought.
Yep. Chuck Hobbs says 22 to 35,000. Kind of depends on what you're looking for. So there you go.
Depends on how fast you want to go.
Yep. The faster you want to go, the bigger that number is.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger that number is. My dog wants to go out. Hang tight, guys. Hey, buddy.
I was gonna say something about the good enough mini rod.
It's crazy. 4 hours ago, my grass was green, not green, but it was not full of snow like yours in the picture. And now it's like boom, boom, boom. So Mitch said, I got a really good deal. I think so. I couldn't pass it up. Yeah, good deal, Mitch. That's awesome. We hope to have you back at the Super Bowl next year, or come down to any one of the club polls. So it's all good. On my bucket list to make it to Florida in the winter. Nice to see you, Jason. Well, yeah, thank you. We hope we'd get many of you down to Florida in the winter. It is a lot of fun. A lot of good people. Even these guys on the screen, they're good people. They're good people.
Don't spread that word too much.
No, we don't want to start any real rumors, John. That's all. The nice part. No, it's great of you guys to come up. Mark Kelsey, really, really appreciate you guys coming up and flagging Saturday night. It was nice to look down from the announcer stand and see you guys. So it was funny because that sound system hadn't been used in a while and it sucked. And everybody kept coming up saying, we can hear every other word. I'm like, yeah, and that's going to be like that. And I'm just going to keep talking like you can hear me and we're going to get over it. And they just kind of said, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it could use some speakers facing out to the track, but it takes time.
Yeah.
Believe me, we know.
I know you do. Mike Schoeneman says, what did he say here? That was funny. Just start with a 3-engine modified if you want to spend a lot of money. Absolutely, Mike. Right out of the gate.
Okay.
Long ways from South Dakota. It is. And I didn't realize how big Florida is, like from top to bottom, guys, until.
Oh,
yeah. I was like,
Yeah, it ain't very wide. It's real tall.
Yep. Yeah, that's you said that right. You said that right. Chuck went to Liberty, Kentucky last weekend. He said there was 25 minis in a 1,950-pound class. So Mackenzie went down there with him and got video. So she's getting all that posted. So Mitch Pierce says, I'll definitely be back for the Super Bowl again, maybe a club poll before then. Just depends upon farming. Yep. That old real job gets in the way of all of our fun. So
Yes, it does.
Yep. That's why when the lottery gets real big, we buy tickets because you just never know.
Yeah.
There's always a chance somewhere.
Yep. There's always a chance somewhere. Well, cool. Again, we're going to wrap this up here in a bit because we're starting to babble. Well, I babble all the time anyway. But next Saturday, March 18th, Zellwood, Florida Club Poll. I got everything kind of scrolling across the bottom there. I got the website. But 4 p.m. start time, registration from 1 to 3. Their rule in Zellwood is if you want to hook it to the sled, just bring it. Don't even call. Don't ask. Just show up. And they're going to hook it to the sled. You're going to have a good time with it. It's very, very laid back. They just want to get people involved in pulling, and to Brandon's point, not make it all stressful and everything like that. The Super Bowl, there's a lot going on and everybody's all amped up, but the club pulls are a little more laid back and come out and drive some garden tractors, have a good time. So it's all good. John, Rob, Brandon, anything else before we let you go tonight?
As long as the tractor's got fenders and wheelie bars, come on out. Have fun.
And then John and I were talking yesterday. If anybody wants to sponsor the club for the whole year, they're willing to talk. You can be a title sponsor on the Super Bowl, and you can sponsor all these club polls. Please reach out to John or Rob or anybody in the club there. But John and Rob are the El Presidente and El Vice Presidente, and they're the decision makers. But they do have a board and they have meetings and stuff like that. But if anybody's interested, please reach out. They've teamed up with us with social media. So we're getting a lot of looks, if I will, a lot of impressions on social media, and we can really push your business out there in Florida or wherever you're looking to do that. So please reach out to one of the guys to help them out. Great facility and a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So
Yeah, we enjoyed you guys coming down this year and helping us out, Jason.
we had a blast.
Really
Absolute
appreciate
blast.
Can't
I
wait-
just
can't wait. Oh,
I don't want to be sick next year. I want to feel good next year. So
You don't go to Bermuda before you come down.
exactly. We booked, Sarah, when we're going in March next year, right? Honey?
On vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going anywhere till March, guys. So it's all good.
But
Well,
yeah,
that's all we got tonight.
like Rob said,
What'd you say, John?
I said, like Rob and Brandon both have said, it's a lot less stressful at the regular club pulls. We get to have a little bit more time to talk to people and stuff. If anybody's interested in anything, Rob and I have a little bit more time to talk to spectators or pulling fans or people that are wanting to get into the sport.
Yep. I love it.
We're not running around with chickens like a chicken with our head cut off like we are at Super Bowl.
They can talk to me or Johnny or whoever, and we can actually point them in the right direction of whatever they're wanting to pull. I can actually get them in touch with a guy, person they're usually on the track that'll tell them, what rules they need to have and everything, where to look. So.
Yep. Big J Lee says I will definitely come on down next weekend. That's great.
Good deal.
Bring your checkbook. Bring cash. You might be able to take a mini ride home with you, right, John?
And yeah, money talks.
Yep. Brandon, you ready to buy a house yet? I can do mortgages in Florida. So
Easy.
You're not even out of high school yet, Jason. Calm down. Back off just a touch.
guys start building your credit scores up, Brandon.
I
Get you
got
ready.
a project before I buy a house, so that way I don't have to
Okay.
pay for projects and payments.
You promise you'll give me a call though when you buy your first house. Promise?
I got a couple options. I'll see who's the best.
I love it. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for watching tonight, everybody.
I already told Brandon he's living at home. Now he needs to build his pulling tractor
Yes.
because you won't be able to build it once you move out and get
Yeah.
a mortgage.
It gets real. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yep. Let mom and dad pay the bills for a while there, Brandon, and build your toys, okay?
Exactly.
Yep. I love it. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope to see you next weekend in Zellwood, Florida. Again, 4 p.m. start time, registration from 1 to 3. Bring the kids out, bring the whole family out. John, we'll try to do another live one night during the week next week. I have an opening, and we'll keep promoting, okay?
All right. Sounds good, Jason.
Brandon, fire that Facebook page back up, kiddo, okay?
I gotta come out of retirement. I gotta make sure I can work with everything.
Yeah, I'll send you some stuff tonight, okay, buddy?
All right.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night.
Anyway.
Good night.
Come on,